Spider-Man enters old sunken helicarrier to find the Green Goblin. He encounters the defenses of the ship and manages to dodge them using the air vents. Goblin then can be seen discussing about the multiverse with Electro. He tells Electro about the Siege Perilous, a magical crystal from the Dark Dimension which has the ability to open interdimensional portals to the world of other Spider-Men. He needs Electro to charge the crystal. Electro refuses to help him, so Goblin forcefully traps him. He reveals that he will travel to the universe of other Spider-Man and collect their DNA to become strongest of them all. Goblin opens the portal. As Spider-Man was trying to stop him, both of them falls in the portal. Spider-Man finds himself in the future verse where cars are flying in the sky and he realizes that it's not the New York he knew. He talks about how the air is thin in this version of parallel Earth, causing difficulty in breathing. The flying car passes by him and he shows his desire to ride it sometime. Future J. Jonah Jameson announces that it is the year 2099. He also tells about a robbery taking place nearby. He thinks that it's his responsibility to stop the crime even if he doesn't belong to this alternate reality. On the crime scene, an epic battle takes place between Spider-Man and robots. The fight is then joined by another Spider-Man from the future called as Spider-Man 2099. Spider-Man 2099 starts attacking Spider-Man as he thinks that he is an imposter. Spider-Man tries to warn him that Goblin is coming for him, but instead he starts landing super punches on Spider-Man and misses every punch. He continues to admire the enhanced ability of the 2099 version, like super speed and super strength. He tells him that he is from the parallel universe and brings no harm to this world. Spider-Man 2099 tells Peter Parker that Spider-Man of this universe is dead and both shoots web at each other, resulting in the intertwining of the webs. But seeing the technology of Spider-Man webs, Spider-Man 2099 finally believes that he is the real OG Spider-Man. Suddenly they are attacked by a missile and the Goblin arrives. Goblin starts shooting more missiles at both spiders. They tries to attack Goblin, but he manages to block them. Then they throws the pumpkin bomb of Goblin back at him, causing Goblin to lose his balance. But Goblin manages to take the DNA sample of future Spider-Man, and before leaving to another universe, he bombs a massive tower to cause distraction. Both the spiders combines their web to add extra strength to their webbing and manages to stop the tower from collapsing. Spider-Man 2099 thanks Spider-Man and calls him a true legend. Spider-Man says goodbye and enter the portal to follow the Goblin. On the other side of the portal, Spider-Man's web shooters doesn't work, making him to free fall, but he is saved by someone. As he starts walking, he sees female version of J. Jonah Jameson, and also meets Spider-Man of this universe, who is actually a girl. She makes fun of Peter Parker, saying that for a boy it is dangerous to pretend Spider-Girl. Spider-Man then comes to know that she's actually a girl. Spider-Man follows Spider-Girl and tells him that he is from a parallel universe. Spider-Man webs Spider-Girl and tells her that she is in danger and she must listen to him. She kicks Spider-Man in the face and webs him onto the water tank. On the news playing nearby, seeing JJ calling her a villain, Spider-Girl gets upset. Spider-Man tells her not to get upset and reminds her of the danger and says, "With great powers comes." She interrupts and says, "Great responsibilities," and completes the iconic dialogue. She now believes Peter Parker, removes her mask and tells that her name is Petra Parker. Spider-Girl tells that this universe have its own female Goblin and she knows where to find her. Norma Osborn can be seen talking to her daughter Harriet about her poor grades and tells her she should learn from Petra. She is attacked by the Goblin and forms an alliance with him. Petra thinks that it would be much easier to defeat the male version of the Goblin, but regrets saying so instantly. Goblin starts throwing pumpkin bombs on spiders. She-Goblin laughs on Spider-Man for being a man. In the meanwhile, Goblin manages to take the DNA of Spider-Girl and gives super serum to She-Goblin. She transforms into a more uglier version, but more powerful. Spider-Man electrocutes her and Spider-Girl throws some punches at her. In the middle of the fight, Goblin forces Electro to open the portal and he leaves. Then the fight leads us to the Georgia Washington Bridge. Spider-Man distracts Goblin and Spider-Girl webs her. She-Goblin charges herself and attacks Spider-Girl, which makes her to fall off the bridge. Spider-Man then knocks Goblin out and manages to save Spider-Girl from falling. She then cracks a joke about being saved by a boy. She tells Spider-Man that it was good knowing him. Spider-Man says goodbye and enters the portal again. Spider-Man is traveling through interdimensional portal. He tells he must stop Goblin from collecting DNA of Spider-Man from different worlds. This version of parallel Earth is black and white, having no colors. Spider-Man must find the Spider-Man of this Earth to save him from Goblin. Goblin then can be seen driving a stolen van and throws pumpkin bombs at the cops following him. On the radio, J. Jonah Jameson talks about the green monster in the city and Spider-Man Noir arrives. Goblin attacks Noir, causing him to slip, but he manages to stick to the side of the van. Spider-Man saves Noir from falling. Looking at the costume of Spider-Man, Noir asks him if he got it from a circus clown or what. Spider-Man warns him about the Goblin, but Noir says he likes to work alone and leaves. In the next scene, Noir can be seen fighting Goblin one-on-one. Spider-Man joins him and both shoots webs at Goblin, making him to lose control of the van. He crashes and falls off the bridge. Spider-Man Noir rushes to Spider-Man and removes his mask. He also removes his own mask, revealing that he looks exactly the same as Peter Parker, but little older. Spider-Man tells Noir that they must work together so as to stop the crazy Goblin. Noir tells him he didn't want to be a hero, but this city indeed needs him. Noir wants Spider-Man to leave, and after not listening to him, Noir attacks Spider-Man. Mary Jane announces the arrival of Daily Bugle airship, and Noir tells Spider-Man that they are not together anymore. MJ announces that they are attacked by some kind of monster riding a glider, and that he is throwing bombs at them. Goblin hijacks the airship along with MJ and other people. He challenges the spiders to catch him if they can. Noir sees an airplane and takes Spider-Man with him. On the airship, MJ tries to attack Goblin, but she fails. MJ says Spider-Man will come to save her. The Goblin then comes to know that she personally knows the Spider-Man, and he throws MJ out of the airship to lure the spiders. Spider-Man jumps off the airplane to save MJ. Both of them gets back onto the airship. Goblin imbalances the ship, making the civilians to fall off the ship. Spider-Man jumps along with the people to save them and says he saw Iron Man once doing the same, and he successfully saves them all. Noir is still fighting the Goblin on airship and smashes Goblin onto the ground. Everyone cheers for Noir. MJ asks Noir, why did he left her? He replies so as to keep her safe from the danger he might have brought. The Goblin takes the DNA sample of Noir as he was busy talking to MJ. Goblin destroys the ship's control and leaves. Spider-Man takes the remaining civilians to safety. On the other hand, Noir diverts the ships towards the river and crashes away from city. Goblin opens the portal and leaves to find another Spider-Man's DNA. Spider-Man says goodbye to Noir and MJ and enters the portal behind the Goblin. Spider-Man enters a new world which looks a world of Looney Tunes. He falls into a mud pool and a pig takes him out. The pig thinks that Spider-Man is a monkey behind that mask. Spider-Man asks about the Spider-Man of this universe, but the pig ignores him. He misinterprets a scarecrow wearing the costume as Spider-Man. Soon Peter Porker reveals that he is the Spider-Ham. He begins to tell his story of how he was an Avenger once and how he quit being Spider-Ham because of the criticism. Spider-Man says that he understands how the pig feels because he was once transformed into a pig by Loki. He also tells him that Goblin is looking for him and speak of the devil. The devil arrives. Indeed, the saying is true. A funny battle starts between them. Spider-Ham is still hiding because he lacks confidence to put on the suit again, but seeing the Spider-Man getting his butt kicked by the Goblin, he arrives to help him and slams the Goblin away. Spider-Ham thanks Spider-Man because he feels confident again seeing the Spider-Man getting humiliated by the Goblin. Both the spider starts kicking and punching the Goblin, but Goblin manages to take some hair samples of the Spider-Ham. Goblin on his way back to the portal meets Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse tells Spider-Ham that he is here for help and offers him to join the Avengers again. Spider-Ham rejoins the Avengers. Spider-Man takes a leave and get back into the portal in order to stop the Goblin. We hope you enjoyed the video. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel, and for the next part you can watch the above two videos.